Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. Well, in today's video we have some fun things planned for you guys. I'm actually going to talk about three things that I've done to the car. But the thing is, I actually wanted to make each thing a separate video, but when I was trying to make a good video out of one of those other two modifications, it just didn't work. It was not a good video. Um, it was just not there. I mean, I saw no potential in the video, so I was like, screw it. I'm going to make it all in one video just to make you guys a little bit more, to keep it watchable for you guys, because I'm not going to talk 10 minutes about some stupid little thing. So we are first going to talk about the two smaller modifications that we've done, and then we're going to talk about a very big one. So one of the first modifications we done is under the engine bay. You can't actually see it from here, but we installed the K&N inlay filter to have a little bit better airflow. Let's get this sleeve out of here, weight reduction. And we also installed the hot climate modification. So as you can see or not, there is a little grill over there, and on the stock B58 engine, that's actually closed. So what I've done right there is there is a little air scoop which will suck cold air from behind the kidney grill, and before that it was actually sucking cold air just from around here. It's actually an original BMW piece which helps give you cooler induction temps, and it will also when you're tuning, give a little bit more power. The other things that we done is the car is very filthy, but the weather has been absolute terrible the last few days. But another thing that we have done is, you can barely see it, but we got the M Performance side skirt sticker. We got it wrapped this time because we already had the M Performance sticker, the M Performance side skirt, I mean. And this time we got it wrapped in black. We also got a little bit done to the front bumper because you may wonder, well, what's the point of this? Well, actually, we have a Maxton Design front splitter in the car, also ready to get installed, as you can see here, and that will make a little bit more of an aggressive look in combination with that wrap. And we also got the roof wrapped in black. Because we are going to install something over here. And that is because we have a carbon fiber spoiler here ready to be mounted on the car. We're just waiting on better weather, and I'm actually going to a guy who will install it for me. The only problem is the day I wanted to go to him to get it installed, he had a positive COVID test, so we'll have to delay this for a few weeks. And you may think, well, you did it yourself last time, so why pay someone else to do it this time? Well, the reason actually is my job on the 140i, like 2 years ago, wasn't terrible, but it wasn't the cleanest. And this time I actually wanted to be perfect, and I actually saw his work on someone else's car who mounted the exact same spoiler, and he did it perfectly. It was like it came out of the factory that way. There was a little bit of window kit on it, and it was just perfect. It was just a perfect line. Yeah, and so that's why I want him to do it for my car, and I don't bother paying for good work. So yeah, that's why I'm going to do it a little bit differently this time. And this time we also got the roof wrapped black. You can really see it badly in this light, but you can see the difference over here. I also got this done in black. Why? Because we are going to, like I said before, showed you, install the same spoiler, but now it will look a little bit better because it will be black on carbon instead of gray on carbon. It was just a little accent. And also a very important thing for me was the last spoiler got kit, we used window kit on the paint, and if you ever want to remove that, that's a pretty not so fun job. But now we are going to use kit on this wrap. So imagine if I would ever need to remove the spoiler, my paint job will be perfect because I just have to peel off the wrap, and underneath will be perfectly protected paint. So that's another reason. And I think in the sunlight, now the car is really dirty, but I think in the sunlight it will make a very noticeable difference. But now all we need is some blackline taillights, because on the camera, I don't know why it's doing it, but on the camera my rear lights seem even more extreme bright red as they are in real life. In real life they are not that bright, as you can see on the camera. It's a little bit less so, but we really need those blackline taillights. But what we got now is one of the the more fun modifications, so I've talked about two. But number 3 is maybe you see those exhaust tips, they are not what they used to be. That is because we got a Remus catback exhaust. So the fun part about this exhaust is that it's fully legal this time. So we got a back box, so no cop can write me a letter that this is an illegal exhaust, because we got a fully legal system right here. It's with a back box. It's from Remus with the mid pipe, and it does sound pretty damn great. It's not too loud, but it's still the stock car was just too quiet, and I think with this exhaust system that we really we are on a point that we have, like, okay, we're driving a 6-cylinder, we need to have some sound, but nothing too extreme that we make everyone pissed in the neighborhood of like 1 kilometer. But yeah, this is like it's loud, but it's nothing that seems illegally loud. So yeah, we are of course going to do some drives, but let's do a cold start first, and then do some revs with a warm engine, and then we will do a little point of view video. I'm just going to show my face, and then you can hear the sound. And we're also maybe going to do some flybys. The only problem is the weather is really shit, so the only thing that you will be hearing is my wheels spinning up. So maybe like slower flybys, that's an option, but these super sports in this weather is an absolutely nightmare. So yeah, but let's let you guys hear the cold start, and then some revs, and then we are going to have some fun. So now let's experience the cold start from in the car. We have the windows open for extra effect. No, the 140i was louder, okay, but this is it's like a nicer sound. The 140i, let's close the windows again because it's cold actually. The 140i had a nice sound, don't get me wrong, but this sounds so much deeper and better. It's almost double the engine as the other car was, and it's not as loud. Like I said before, when I'm driving full throttle, it's more quiet in here, and also from the outside it's more quiet, but it's a more pleasant noise for the ear. So a loud car doesn't mean always that it's a good sounding car, and I think this car sounds better as the 140i, a lot better, but it's just more refined, it's more quiet. Like I said, this is a fully legal exhaust system from Remus. It's a European certified one, so we're good with that one, so the cops can't do anything about this exhaust. And like I said, it's nothing too extreme. So we will firstly warm up the engine a little bit before we go in the higher RPMs, but full scents are not possible with this kind of weather, because it's 5 degrees outside at the moment, and we are on super sports, Michelin, and they're not that good in the cold and the wet. Even in 5th gear at 2000 RPM, traction control still kicks in sometimes. So yeah, we'll have a little bit of a drive, and and the fun part actually about this is it's using the original valves of the exhaust. So when we're in eco or in comfort mode, you actually don't hear that much noise, and we also have no pops. So that's the fun thing with with being not a custom system, but something that works with the original system, is that when you're not in the mood for extreme noises, then you never have extreme noises. But when you're not in the mood for a loud exhaust and pops and bangs, you just put the car in eco or comfort, and you're just cruising along. You have no noise. I mean, we're just accelerating very slightly, doing 50, 60. We're growing over, and the engine is still cold. But as you can see, there is no noise. The only thing that I hear is tire noise. You hear like a very small noise from the exhaust, but the car already had it stock. So the fun part is I got no pops and bangs map because I don't like that. But the car has these OEM pops, and when they're stock with stock exhaust, you can still hear those pops in Sport and Sport Plus, but they are there, but they are a little bit more quiet. Okay, they are very noticeable, but nothing spectacular. I mean, they're there, and that's about it. And when you're in eco or in comfort, they are not there. They're just not present, and you have like just a normal sounding car. And then the cold start is a little bit loud, but like I said, nothing too extreme. And then with the Remus, we actually have the exact same effect as the OEM exhaust. The only thing that's a little bit different is the car is louder and the pops are way more noticeable. So those are the two things that you really notice, and the cold start is a little bit louder, so it just amplifies that OEM feeling. I think the car should have left the factory with a sound like this, because in my opinion now it sounds bloody perfect. It sounds so good that I actually don't want to put a catless downpipe on it, because that will change the sound. So I am thinking of getting a 200 Sports Cat, which will just make the sound a little bit louder, but it's still fully legal. That's a fun thing. So we will be running a fully legal cat bag exhaust. We're already running that, but with a Sport Cat, it's also fully legal. So that's a fun part. So when the cops see me, and they because some cops are just like that, they can't do anything. So I had what happened with the 140i a little bit in my mind when doing this build, but as a daily driver, it's also just a little bit more pleasant of having a more quiet exhaust. But anyway, enough chit-chatting. We are going to skip until the engine is a little bit warmer, and then we are going to hear the noises. Okay, so the engine is 90 degrees, the oil temps are, but it's still soaking wet outside, so we're really not going to be able to really get good acceleration video sounds out of this. But this is it's in sport mode, so with the valves open. Are you ready? And we have wheel spin. That was like 40% throttle, traction control still on, 5th gear. We have absolutely no traction. And wheel spin. And I'm not even pressing the throttle that much. Those super sports from Michelin, they are just utter garbage in the rain. I mean, they're safe enough for just driving, but once you use like 120 horsepower, you're like, and they do, the exhaust sounds so good. Let's downshift everything. And you have those nice pops. Of pops, but like just for it, I'm just driving in 8th gear because traction is just not there. I have no traction. But there's a little bit of drone, as you can hear when you're accelerating 8th gear, but when you put it in comfort, the drone is still there, but it's less. I'm not speeding, I get overtaken by an Opel Astra. But yeah, the sound, it's there, but like I said, in the cabin, it's not that loud. I mean, I can't really floor it, like I said before, but let's downshift a little bit. That's until 6,000 RPMs. Like I said, really nothing extreme. I'm doing like 1/3 of a throttle just to. And you have, when you let off the throttle, you hear those nice noises. And a little bit of pops when downshifting. Wait. that's nice. And when you put the car in eco or in comfort, the pops are not there. Yeah, it's just a nice sound. And the pops are there. I mean, they're not, like I said, it's not extremely bad. They may need to go to some lower speed circumstances where we can actually hear a little bit more of the exhaust noise. But like on the highway, you hear a little bit of noise, nothing too extreme. But I'm trying to get some outside shots, but the weather is just shit. I may have better shot this at another time, but then you will need to wait for another week, and then I haven't uploaded in 3 weeks, which is a little bit too long. But you will have more than enough chances to hear the exhaust in its full glory. But yeah, let us say, listen to me. When I say it sounds good, it does sound good. Okay, so we left the highway, and now just let's try at lower speeds. Just can't touch the throttle. We have wheel spin everywhere. Yeah, I mean the weather is absolutely terrible, and I'm not speeding or something. I'm just applying a little bit of throttle, and we're but the pops, they are so nice. They're not over the top. Wait, when I downshift, like in third gear and second gear. It's nice. And now we're in front of a red light. So I want to film the flyby, but the weather has been absolute shit. So when I press like 30% throttle, I just get wheel spin. So we will do like a slower fly, but not really a flyby, but just try to get some outside sound, because I have been waiting for a whole week to film this video, and the road hasn't been dry for a whole freaking week. So yeah, my traction control has been doing overtime the past few days. So we'll just have some outside drive-bys, but I'm not really going to floor it because you'll just hear wheel spin. So yeah guys, I know those sound clips aren't the best, but the circumstances are just so shitty. It's December, it's always cold, it's always wet, it's dark early, so it's really a very, very bad time to film outside clips. And I just don't have the time to just go somewhere and get decent shots, so that's why I'm doing it right now. But we will get decent flybys soon, but this is not really it's in front of my home, so it's not really the place to drive hard, because I just did 50-60 kilometers an hour max on a speedo. So I just barely press the throttle, because if I press the throttle any harder, we'll just get wheel spin, traction control would kick in. So yeah, it's just a really, really, really bad situation to hear a good sound. But I hope you guys at least have an idea on what the car sounds like. But I will make better videos. And like I said, the car isn't extremely loud because it's a legal setup. But yeah, we will have better sound clips. I am going to make like a full sound compilation purely with the car with no chit chat around, just to give you guys an idea how it sounds. This was more like a video like, hey, I got it installed, blah blah blah, and I got some other modifications done. It's more like a vlog than a tutorial. Anyway guys, I hope you still liked it a little bit, and if you do, thanks. If you don't, go fuck yourself. Anyway, see ya, bye.